Today's episode of the Read Pile is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download and a 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/nerdupmedia. Over 150,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player.
I'm Elle, and, well, Buster wants to admit he's illiterate.
And I am the sus man, Rick Sussman, and while that is depressing, I have the perfect remedy. It's a Grumpy Cat deck box cozy. Look, it even kind of looks. Yeah, you know what, Grumpy Cat.
Aww.
She's much prettier.
Aww.
It's true though.
Oh,
he's insulted. That's fine because you are watching the Read Pile.
It's the week of January 14th, and here's some comic book news you can use.
So, news, kind of a redaction from a previous tweet that we made. Things. Stuff. There was a rumor that permeated the interwebs that Batman v Superman Dawn of Infinite title was going to be split into two movies. The rumor made it to all of the major websites that love clickbait, like comicbook.com and everything else under the face of the earth. I think Newsarama even reported on it, though they said it was clickbait. Clickbait happens, right?
It's always there.
So, Variety actually sat down with Henry Cavill, Man O' Steel, and they all said, yeah, no, it's one movie, everybody just shut up. Interesting stuff, but it led to us having a discussion, because we had reported that we had seen on another website that the Suicide Squad had cast Amanda Waller.
Yeah, well,
we didn't.
When you start, you have to ignore the titles.
Yeah.
Because I've gotten to the point where you start to get deluded. We were children when the internet was not around.
Yes.
And we grew up on it.
When we were younger, news was news.
We know everything about what's going on. We're not stupid. We've been raised by it. So we get all the little, tricks of the trade. We understand, a title doesn't really mean anything. The whole point of a title, even if you think back in English class, the point of the title is to grasp your attention. It does not mean that it is the full story. They just want to get your attention. Read the story.
Yep.
Stop just reposting things and say, oh my god, someone said it's gonna be blah blah blah. No, read the story. Does it actually give you facts? Does it tell you things?
Does it link back to something other than a fan's website that's been established for the last 6 months?
Is there a source attached? No.
Those are important.
Yeah.
Source, and by the way, so you understand, the word sources close to us means nothing.
Yeah.
Would be interesting if they do go with Amanda Waller at all for Suicide Squad. Would be interesting if Batman v Superman was split into two movies.
It's fun stuff to think about, but it does get a little tiresome when people assume these are actual facts and these are stories and people go crazy over it. Then they get upset when it's not true. First of all, it never was true. Why are you freaking out?
Well, people need something to freak out about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of freaking out, we have books to review, and there was 2 freak out books, and you'll see. Coming right up.
Time for comic book reviews. Well, alright. Garbage Pail Kids
is a great comic, and nobody cares what you have to say because it was from the 80s, and I'm from the 80s, and it was awesome, and I had all the Garbage Pail Kill stickers, and it doesn't matter.
It was terrible. Absolutely terrible. It does tell you on this Puketacular edition that it is suggested for immature readers 13 plus.
Matches me pretty well.
I think it's more for like 5-year-olds that like to joke about poop and stuff, and that's really all it was. I'm laughing because I can't believe I actually finished reading through it. To be honest, there were a lot of parts I just kind of skimmed through because I kind of got the gist of what they were talking about, because it was just pictures of people like falling on poop and they were pooping in huge toilets and flooding the world with their poop, and
Sounds brilliant.
Okay.
Oh, it was.
Anyway.
That went into the cat litter box.
Where it belongs. In the cat box. So, Grayson, happier times. It's getting really interesting. I'll be honest, at this point, I felt that maybe they were starting to steer away and Grayson was going to go back to the Bat family, something crazy, because he was missing out who's, being Grayson. And I thought, okay, he's talking about being, Nightwing and back when he was Robin and missing all that stuff. Yes, he is, but in this issue, it's more about him being Dick Grayson. Who is Dick Grayson? He is all of those things. He was Robin, he was Nightwing, he was, he is everything, and everything he is in this book. He is a spy also. He is really coming face to face with that. And to see that, and for him to scream that out in this issue is fantastic. It makes me fall in love with this character more and more. And just the things that are unleashing in this issue is pretty insane. If you're not on board with it, you gotta hurry. It's only issue 6. You don't have much you have to catch up on. And I strongly recommend. But, we all know what the pick of the week is. If you've seen what's out and about, it is Rat Queens. How could it not be pick of the week? I would be insane to not. And it's fantastic. It's a special edition. It's a thing on, I'm going to probably say it wrong. Is it Braga? I don't know. But it was good. And I really liked it. It's all the same as far as the writing. It's not our Rat Queens, their characters. It's about this particular character and what she, you'll get that if you read it, goes through and trying to fight for what they believe in, and it's just beautiful writing. It will never change, and I'm really looking forward to the new artwork. I can't wait. But it's a great little side story, definitely my pick of the week, and totally recommend it. If you like Rat Queens, it's just as good as the regular story, so pick it up. In the meantime, let's talk to Rick.
Okay then. Thank you for those reviews, Elle, even though, Garbage Pail Kids was really good. And our friends at IDW agree, and I agree, and that's the end of that.
No!
I have 4 books for you on my read pile. You don't get to see which ones. It's like a flamenco dance. Alright, let's get to it. First things first, we have Lazarus, number 14. Yeah, how many more times do you want me to review Lazarus? I really like this book. The story is continuing, and it is moving along at a very cool pace. I mentioned in the last issue how it's looking less and less like these are mob families. Well, we're getting more of that. There's even more inclusion now into what made the families so rich, and it's all very science-y and very Manhattan Project-y, and Image Comics are really hitting them out the park. So if you're not reading some Image books, get on board. There's a lot of really good out there. But now I want to turn gears a little bit, or change gears I should say, and talk about Wolverines number 2. So, this is not written by my buddy Charles Soule, but our friends, Ray Fox in particular, who Elle has on more than one occasion fallen in love with his stuff from time to time. It's true. I've seen it. I deal with it. At any rate, so here's the thing about a weekly series. When you read a weekly series, you either know right away that the book is terrible, or you know right away that the book is really good and you want more. So give me more and more and more and more. So far, Wolverines has been really good. Now, 2 issues, not a huge sample size yet, but I've really enjoyed it, and it's really awesome. And the writer changed, the artist changed, things like that. It hasn't stopped the story, this overarching interesting storyline about what's going on with Wolverine's body, and now Daken being ripped asunder, and Mr. Sinister. Man, there's a lot going on, but I really enjoy this. next on the agenda, Copperhead. Again, if you're not reading Image books, there's a lot out there. Copperhead is another one. I've said it before, it's very much like Saga, only in that it is a super consistent, easy to read, very fun story. In this case, about a sheriff. The female lead is a sheriff. She has a son. But where's the dad? Had to have been a dad at some point, right? There's a little taste of stuff of that coming up. A little bit, little dab. But before we get to that, we've got this really awesome story about the family Sewell. I think they're called Sewell. Maybe it's Sewell. Anyway, they're like crazy like frog people. But it's another planet, and the book is really good. If you like a Western, it's almost, here you go. You like East of West, you like Saga, and you want a book that's maybe not as crazy as East of West and not as dramatic as Saga, you have Copperhead. All three of those books are constant pick of the week books. Copperhead, the only reason why Copperhead isn't my pick of the week this week, or really why Wolverines and Lazarus isn't, is because I read a book this week that was so much fun. We here at Nerd Up Media, and specifically the Read Pile, have a very good working relationship with one of the bigger name writers in the industry. That person is Miss Gail Simone. We also are becoming very close friends with Mr. Jim Zub because his Wayward is amazing! That said, released this week from Dark Horse Comics was my pick of the week. Should be here by now. Right. Yeah, here. Conan and Red Sonja #1, The Age of Innocence. Okay, alright. Oh, okay, alright. Have you ever read a book and while that was a lot of hype, I agree. Have you ever read a book and while you're reading it, you're like, oh, this is just so cool. Oh, it's so much fun. This was like reading like a Batman Catwoman story, or like what if Spider-Man and Rogue were like on a team together, or just name your favorite male character and your favorite female character and put them on a team together and have them be so well written that they just work like from Jump Street. There's sort of the obligatory hero fight. There's a lot of, I don't know if it's maybe sexual tension or friendship tension or something like that, but there's a lot of that going on too. And from the moment you open the book, it just moves right along. I legitimately thought this was just going to be a one-shot until I read the last page and I realized that we're going to be doing just sort of a mini, which is fine, but man, I took to this book really quickly. Now, I may find out 6 weeks from now that Jim Zub did all of the writing and maybe Gail just did the scripting. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I would have made this my pick of the week regardless. It was just one of these things where you didn't know anything about this book going in, you pick it up, you read it from A to Z, and then you immediately want to go back and read it again. It was so much fun, and I am very, very happy to add it to my read pile. For you, our loyal followers of the Read Pile, we have an awesome offer from Audible.com. Audible is offering a free audiobook download with a free 30-day trial to give you the opportunity to check out their awesome service. You can download some really great books like The Hobbit, the unabridged version from Tolkien. You can download Divergent, Lean In, lots of great stuff to check out. To download your free audiobook today, go to audibletrial.com/nerdupmedia. Again, that's audibletrial.com/nerdupmedia for your free audiobook.
And that's this week for the Read Pile. Rick, who are we thinking?
Oh, well, I guess we would want to take a moment to thank our other, what?
I want to thank myself.
I'm sorry.
Well, you thank yourself all the time.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've never, ever done something so awful.
I have been sick for days, and I...
Okay.
Here.
Okay.
Doing my part.
Fine. This week, we'd like to thank the angry Nerdgirl Elle for making a dramatic recovery just in time to film this week's episode.
I don't think it's a recovery, but you know, I'm here. It's alright.
She's had a little bit of the stomach bug. And if I'm honest, there's actually an invisible shield here. She can't get by. I will not be sickened by her. It's pretty awesome.
It's like high-class plexiglass.
That's why I haven't moved.
I've sneezed all over this thing.
Just get a
You didn't even know.
squeegee. Well, and as always, we want to thank all of our friends at Nerd Up Media, and of course our readers and followers and viewers. Thank you guys, and we'll see you. Well, you know, you won't just see us next week. Be looking for me because there's a new NXT taping tomorrow. So the mayor is back in town, baby.
If I let you out of your box. Aw, you walked right through it.
Hold a comic up.